Senator Kamlager, you can close.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't have any verses or prose, but I do want to restate some facts. That there are no existing local tax dollars flowing into the San Gabriel Valley Trust, so it wouldn't be double taxed. I want to reiterate that this is supported by the chair of the San Gabriel Valley Regional Housing Trust. I want to reiterate that the San Gabriel Valley COG was actively involved and at the table every step of the way. I want to reiterate that those discussions were facilitated by the chair of the Los Angeles Board of Supervisors, who is here on the floor today to validate the truth of that statement. To validate the truth of that statement. I want to say that I'm not a liar, that the commitments that were made were 2 seats for the San Gabriel Valley, dedicated funding to the trust, and technical assistance. And those are all in the bill. The second seat rotates with all of the sub-regions of the cities that represent the county, because everyone wants an additional seat at the table, because everyone is suffering from the lack of affordable housing. But the San Gabriel Valley is getting it first for 4 years, honoring those 3 commitments. There was never a commitment to not move the bill. If there had been other commitments, we would have reintroduced it this year, because you know what? It stalled last year. If things had really broken down, we would have gone back to the drawing board. We would have gone back to the drawing board. But hundreds of organizations, churches, cities, the senator from Los Angeles mentioned the city of Beverly Hills. They support it. Said we need this because we all need it, and we can't do it alone, and it's not working when we do it by ourselves. Compromise is part of this House, I thought. Concurrence happens when a bill goes to the other side. I've never had a bill that has been pure and that has remained the same from the point of inception to when it is passed on and delivered to the governor. I've never had that happen. And it didn't happen this time. But we led. We led with the San Gabriel Valley before gateway cities, before the South Bay, before the Valley. And we did all we could to get the 3 things that were discussed. This is not Measure H. This is not Measure H. I'm not going to speak to Measure H. I'm speaking to the Los Angeles Regional Housing Authority and the hundreds of folks who spend thousands of hours on a weekly basis with Los Angeles City and the County of Los Angeles to come to an agreement that would help everyone. I want to say that the origin story of this bill, is the Los Angeles County delegation. 5 years ago, this delegation decided to come back together, and it took us a while to get organized. And we began to hold retreats. And in one of our retreats not long ago, we sat together in person and then on a Zoom, and we said, let's be bold, let's be unified. There are a few issues that are impacting all of our cities and the county, and let's fight together on them. Mental health was one, homelessness was one, and housing. And we said, let's be aspirational. And it won't be about my district. It won't be about my municipality. It won't be about someone else's municipality. It will be about the whole region, the cities, Los Angeles City, and the county. That's the origin story of this bill. Not me, not one person from Southgate, not one person from Paramount. Everyone coming together. Because everyday people in Los Angeles are not thinking about us, and they are not thinking about their politics. They are thinking about the fact that their housing options are slimming and their housing costs are rising. And they are asking us to do better on their behalf, from Paramount to Pasadena, from West Hollywood to West Covina, from Lancaster to Lakewood to Lawndale, from Century City to Covina and Compton. That is what they are asking, from Santa Monica to Sierra Madre. And we can punt this and put it off because we're fighting for the thing that we want, or we can step into the future and rise above the melee and do what's right for the millions of people across all of Los Angeles County who are asking us to say yes to this bill. There is a reason why the Los Angeles Times has been tracking this bill and writing about it on multiple occasions and calling it a disappointment when it wasn't passed last year, and a travesty if it dies this time. Because the existential threat in Los Angeles, in all of the county of Los Angeles, is housing, affordable housing, affordable housing. And this will allow us to raise funding to finance 100% affordable housing. And that is the truth. And my commitment was to make sure that we passed something that worked for the folks who need it the most, those who are unhoused and burdened by the cost of housing across the county of Los Angeles. I respectfully, humbly, gratefully ask for your aye vote.